So here we are, last game of the day. Coach David Heeb. I'm here with my brother, Toby Heeb. And we're watching a halftime shootout, and this girl shoots the ball really well.
She's about a fourth, fifth grader, maybe.
And then this boy's got a nice looking shot.
That's a nice follow for her.
But the Walnut Grove kids down there, this little boy's got a great looking shot. So enough about the elementary kids here. Let's talk about the game we're watching. Walnut Grove, the defending state champions. What do you think?
Well, first I think they, started off a little slow, and then they picked it up late in the second quarter. North Andrew led just until about a minute to go in the first half, and it really felt like North Andrew was up about 20 points until 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. And then, Walnut Grove just finally hit some shots.
I agree. I think when you watch the first, I'd say about 12 minutes of the game, it just felt like North Andrew is in total control. They're bigger, stronger, more athletic. They returned their top 8 players from their team last year. And they've got kids over there on their bench that come in and they don't miss a beat. I mean, they should have had a healthy lead. And all of a sudden, you look up, they traveled twice in a row.
Yeah.
They missed a little layup around the rim. And Walnut Grove comes down, hits a couple threes, get an and one. And, I mean, it was just like lightning struck. And they went from Walnut Grove was down, I'm going to say 25 to 13. Now they're up 28 to 25. I mean, like they went on probably like a 15-0 run.
And it all happened in a short amount of time. And a part of it that I think was big was at the end of the first quarter where they fouled Thomas in on three-pointer, and he makes 3 free throws to make it a 2-possession game instead of, being down. It would have been 9 points going into the second quarter. They go down 6. And then get that big run late in the second quarter, which was, huge. They, like you said, they got some stops and turned it up a little bit on North Andrew.
Yeah, that 3 at the end of the quarter, that was a big play because you had he was really struggling. I mean, he really can't get himself going. And the North Andrew defender picked him up in transition and, absolutely locked him up. Played him really well. And then Thomason, with about 1 second left on the clock, takes a step-back 3. Probably would have been an air ball.
Yeah.
And instead, it's a foul. And he goes to the line, he makes all 3, and you could see that really helped get him going. Basically, if you look at, if these two teams walked out and just started shooting layups, and you had to place a bet, everybody in the gym would bet on North Andrew.
Guarantee it. They've
got the better-looking team, they're bigger, they're stronger, better athletes, they're deeper. They don't have the best mullet on the floor. That is Walnut Grove, number 55.
Grove has mullet power.
And, his mullet is not only, he could use a little more length. He's about shoulder length. But what he's got going on is he's got volume. He's got volume, and I don't know if he uses any product on that mullet. But
he uses a very good conditioner.
It's just the volume and just what I would call the agility of his mullet, where when he's running down the floor, the way it bounces and moves. And I'm gonna say this too, and not to stereotype the kid, but just looking at his body type, I didn't expect him to be in the front of the 2-2-1 press, but he's up there hustling, making plays, and so you wouldn't pick Walnut Grove to win this game. But their kids just know how to play, and it's like we just said about watching Charleston play. Teams that finish beat teams that don't finish. And North Andrew is turning the ball over and missing shots that you got to make.
Yeah. Well, they started the game finishing well. And then, like you said, they turn it over. They've been attacking the glass well. They're finding some stuff really close around the rim, whether it's driving in a little pocket pass. They got a nice point guard that's really controlling the tempo of the game. But then they turn it over and they stop making layups. They stop finishing. So I think coming out here, they're going to have to go back inside, take their time, pound it in there, and just get that ball up on the square and put it in the hole.
Well, I think North Andrew did a smart thing. Walnut Grove North Andrew has a point guard, and I'm not exaggerating. He's probably 5 foot tall. Little guy, but man, he really knows how to play. He's jet quick. He's getting in all those gaps. And early in the game, he lived in the middle of that press, and he's just getting right down the tube, right down the alley. And anybody that helped, he's finding the right player under the goal for a layup. He's finding the right shooter for a three. Walnut Grove, you said this. They actually took number 55, our man with the incredible mullet, and they dropped him in a way in their press that took the middle away. And
almost made it look like a 1-3-1. Yeah, as soon as they reversed the ball, he dropped to the middle, and they made it look like a huge 1-3-1.
Yeah, they completely changed what they were doing in their press that kept the ball in front of them. And North Andrew has just had a hard time getting anything going. If I'm North Andrew, what I'm telling my team right now is you need to be stubborn, and you need to impose your will and get this ball inside, because you can do it. It just may take you 2 or 3 more passes to be patient and get it done. If I'm Walnut Grove, I love the pace. I love the wide open, rebel mentality. We're going to just jack it up and shoot threes. Darren Mainders, our good friend, we knew what they were going to do when the game started. But I think you have to be somewhat disciplined. I'm all for quick threes, but I want them to be good, clean looks. And they took 1 3 that got blocked. I mean, you're obviously not open. I mean, on those plays, drive and get to the basket.
They've been able to do that almost at will. When they give a little fake, the North Andrew players respect that 3 so much that they're coming up, they're standing up a little bit, and Walnut Grove players are getting into the lane. They just got to finish a little bit.
And that's what I'm saying. If I'm North Andrew, I'm stubborn right now, and I am going to impose my will. If I'm Walnut Grove, I'm saying, hey guys, let it rip, do what we do. But they are overplaying the 3. Let's get to the rim, and let's get the 3 from the inside out, and not the 3 from pass it ahead up the floor and shoot it off the wing. Let's get that pass ahead, drive it to the middle, and get a layup. And then when they help, let's kick it and play from there. So it's just like they say about boxing, styles make fights. This is a great example of that. These are 2 contrasting styles, and whichever team is able to impose their will and finish, which is the word of the day. We saw 2 Southeast Missouri teams. Hayti played so hard, just didn't quite finish the way you'd like to see them to. Charleston played so hard and they finished, and those 2 teams got a different result. So we'll see what happens here. Thanks for everybody tuning in, and we'll come back in the 4th quarter and let you know how it's going.